Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is another decluttering video. I thought I would do the guest room next. I'll show you what's here at the moment. This is the bed, believe it or not. We can just about squeeze in this room a double bed and a double futon. At New Year we did actually have 4 adults sleeping in this room, so that does work out quite well actually. We moved away from our family, so they often come to stay with us. So when we moved, one of the priorities was to make sure they had a room to stay in. Obviously since the Christmas holidays it's already got massively full of junk. This all needs sorting. There's actually going to be a jumble sale in the village in a couple of weeks time, so I am on a bit of a time schedule now because I'd love to get rid of everything to there. I've got these 2 boxes all laid out ready. Rain started putting some of her old stuff in, and we've got some old kid stuff in here. As you can see, we've still got a Christmas tree waiting to go in the roof. These 2 suitcases actually have our Easter decorations in, so they're going to be used soon, and so those are probably going to stay for the time being. And then yeah, just rubbish on the floor that needs sorting through. This sort of temporary wardrobe was used in our room until very recently for Chris to hang his clothes on, but now we've put a rail up in there. He doesn't use it, but there is a deep cupboard here, and it's mainly this cupboard that I want to sort through. And it's not just to have a declutter, because if you've seen my workroom you'll know how packed that is. So I want to actually bring up all my pyrography things and put that in the cupboard, so that will free up a little bit of space downstairs for me. So whilst I'm decluttering this, it's also to fill it back up again straight afterwards. There's stuff in here that really just needs to be got rid of. It's just been hanging around for too long. So that's what the plan is. There is already some of my pyrography things. I'm pretty sure this box is full of jewellery boxes. This bag is full of pyrography things already. These 2 boxes are also full of my pyrography things. What else do we have? I cannot remember what's in that box or in that file. Obviously there's an old monitor up there. I don't know if we can get rid of that. Generally old kids' toys. I am hanging on to some of the toys, not just for sentimental reasons, but it is nice when we've got young nieces and nephews come over. And it's nice, isn't it, when you're a kid to go around someone else's house and they've got something different to play with. So I want to keep a small selection of toys in here, which is handy for them to have access to, as they're quite often staying in this room. But yeah, as I go I'll show you what I find. A glitter ball as you do. I definitely want to keep this. I'd like to put it down in our basement, where we've got a sort of hangout area where the kids bring their friends over for sleepovers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tentatively put that in a keep pile. I haven't actually got a keep pile, I didn't think of that. Right, we've got a karaoke machine. An electronic toy bank, and I've got a feeling there's some money in here, but without the instructions I don't know how on earth I'm going to get that out. I guess we're going to have to leave that for someone else to figure out. I need to start a pile if I don't know what to do, but I'll show you what this is. Back when Chris and I first started going out in the 90s, Chris painted this. I assume it's an old sheet, and hung it from the ceiling of his bedroom. Basically a giant yin-yang symbol with a sort of pattern around it. I guess that's the sort of thing that you just have to throw in the bin, isn't it, if you're decluttering properly. Oh, sad though, isn't it? Look, it's even in an ancient Sainsbury's bag. Look how bad for the environment that is. This carry bag must be about 25 years old, and there's no sign of disintegration at all. Thrown away some shells, but I know that Rain wants to do a mermaid themed bathroom when she moves out, so I'm gonna put these to one side and put them in their bathroom for now. I'm really not very good at this. I've been up here for an hour and 40 minutes and I still haven't even finished emptying the cupboard, let alone finish sorting through it. I mean, so far I can at least see the floor in here, which is not bad. Jumble boxes are filling up, so is the bin pile. That's all going to the bin. I don't like throwing things like this away, particularly as this was Jude's, and the fact that she doesn't really do DJing, but she does do sound systems for musicians and stage performances and things like that. So it's quite cool that we've still got her first sort of mixing desk, if you like. I kind of don't want to get rid of that. I'm really not very good at this. I kind of want to put that in my keep pile. It's so difficult. I think this car needs to go. We don't need this either, particularly as the thing for the battery's fallen off and we can't find it. But I think I'm gonna have to leave that here for now and carry on over the weekend because the dog is waiting for his walk. I need to edit a video and it's towards the end of Friday and I haven't put today's video up yet. I haven't even really started editing it, so that's what I'm going to be doing really for the rest of the evening. So sadly I'm going to have to leave this room in what is basically complete chaos, but I am hoping to get this finished hopefully tomorrow. I'm not very good at decluttering. I'm trying, I'm really trying, but it's so hard. Hello everybody, I thought I'd do a quick update on how the cupboard is progressing. I'm sort of running in here and doing 10 minutes here and there, so I haven't been filming all of it. So here's how we're doing. I'm quite pleased so far. I can see the floor and there's quite a large gap down there, just a Scooby-Doo toy, a couple of heaters, a children's guitar which I shall, I don't know, probably jumble sale. Probably that lamp can go in the bin. A couple of old Xboxes, which I don't know what to do with. The thing I'm struggling most with is the kids' old, not just their schoolwork, their pictures, their things that they've done in art, their projects, the things that they've put effort into, like stories they've written and things like that when they were younger. I don't know, that's too hard to throw away. I could sort of get my head around throwing away their like exercise books, their maths books, their spellings, stuff like that. But this box here, and we have a random ballet shoe, just the one, and I don't know where that's come from. It's not one of mine, and I don't think Rain ever went on point shoes, but there we are. I'll just put that down to one side for now. Like in this box here, we've got some lovely pictures. I mean, look at that gorgeous self-portrait that Rain has done. How can I possibly throw that in the bin? And we've got other little pictures with gel pens that she's done. I mean, okay, this one's all torn up and a bit manky, but weaving. I don't know, how can a mother throw that in the bin? I don't know what to do. I don't know whether just to pack it all in a box and put it in the roof, just so that I don't have to think about it. And there's not just that box, there's a huge bag on the floor there. There's another bag somewhere down by my feet down here. Difficult. You're told not to be sentimental when you're trying to clear up, but this is really hard. And not only that, my pile of children's toys that I want to keep for nieces and nephews to come and play with when they're here. That pile is growing slightly and I think really I just want to keep it for my grandchildren. Yeah, so this is the pile of toys to keep so far. It's getting a bit large, isn't it really? Got some like musical instruments that I think my mum bought for the kids. They've got a really cool railway set with some random Postman Pat stuff in there. On the plus side, my rubbish pile, this is my rubbish here, that's getting nice and big as well. And this is my jumble. As you can see, these boxes are getting quite full, but there's still quite a lot to do with the stuff on the bed. So some progress is getting made, but slowly. Oh, the other thing that I found, you find the strangest things when the camera isn't rolling, don't you? I don't know actually if you actually want to see this, but I'll show you anyway. If you're squeamish, you might want to look away now. Don't worry, this is in the rubbish bag section. That's a bag of my old dreadlocks. Pretty sure they're mine. I just realised how bizarre that sounds. I'm pretty sure they're mine. I said that because actually somewhere around this house there's a bag of Chris's dreadlocks as well. I cut mine off, how many years ago? About 6 years ago, maybe 7, and Chris cut his off about 9 years ago. As you've probably seen from Chris in the background, he's redone his, he grew his back in, and he's got his is down to his bum. I can't believe how quick his hair grows. Yeah, I had lovely dreadlocks. Every now and then I see people with beautiful dreadlocks and I think, oh, I want them again. But I am still tempted to get dreadlocks again. Tell me what you think, because I really don't like my hair. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm going to crack on with this and try and decide what to do about that kid's schoolwork. It's tough, isn't it? Everybody, how are you? I have to admit I began this video at the beginning of March. It is now the middle of June, I'm afraid. There's always so much more to do than you think there's going to be, isn't there? But I thought at this point I'm starting to get a little bit overrun with piles of stuff. So before I actually get rid of it all and take it out of this room, put it in the bin and whatnot, I thought I'd show you actually what I've got here, because I don't know if you saw my decluttering of the storeroom slash utility room, which is actually directly below me. But from reading the comments, when I did the tour at the end, I'm not actually sure if people realise that that was after I decluttered, which is fair enough. It's reasonable to think that I do actually still have a long way to go down there, but I don't think people realise exactly how much stuff I took out of that room, because yeah, there was an awful lot more. I know the whole decluttering thing is a work in progress, particularly in this house. There is going to be more to do, but all of it adds up, doesn't it? I may not be able to get it all done at one go, but it all helps. So I thought I'd show you what I've got here anyway. So I think all you declutterers will be quite proud of me. That is the pile of rubbish. So this is what I'm going to get rid of, and because it's just getting in the way now. We've got an old lampshade, we've got a whole load of kids' underwear that doesn't fit them anymore, some old bags, some general rubbish, some things here I think you're going to be really proud of me for getting rid of. For example, Helen Charland, there we are, that's my maiden name. This is my sketchbook from God knows when. None of it's particularly, I think that's inspired by a rave poster. Sketch of some flowers, sketch of a cat, nothing all that exciting. I think these might have been tattoo designs. Anyway, and a cauliflower for some reason. So yeah, that's going in the bin. Also, another thing I'm getting rid of, these files down here. When I was learning photography, I had a photography magazine subscription for, I can't remember which one, Practical Photography or Photo Answers. Anyway, I bought a lot of photography magazines. As well as doing NVQs, I also learnt a lot just by reading magazines. But yeah, as you can see by the articles, which is about colour films and testing colour films, a lot of this isn't really relevant anymore. Look, there's even my contents. I even did a contents for this file. Yeah, so I've got two of them. I'm sort of reluctant to get rid of this because there's going to be a lot of information in here that still is relevant anyway, but it's going to go. Now this one is going to go. That's my A-level English file. That is all my A-level English work, and I'm just going to throw it in the bin. And I'm very proud of myself for having the guts to do that. This is my A-level art stuff. I don't think this is any of my practical work. Yep, there we are. That's going in the bin. And then as well as that, we've got a massive reindeer toy that's the mice have chewed up the face off of it. So that's going in the bin. Yeah, you saw the dreadlocks earlier. They're going in the bin. Yeah, just a few bits of general rubbish. Whilst I am quite happy to give the whole decluttering thing a good old go, I also believe in not unnecessarily wasting things. My parents kept a lot of our toys and kept them up in their roof, and they have been played with so much by my children and my sister's children. They've got so much use out of them. and they might have just been chucked in the bin, but they weren't. They were kept and they've been loved again, and I don't see why, despite the whole thing about chucking everything away, I don't see why I can't do the same thing. So I am going to take a good selection of these toys, put them in a box and put them up in the roof. We've got the roof space, so we may as well use it. And one day, hopefully, they'll come back down again. And if we don't have grandchildren, I'm sure I'll have great nieces and nephews or whatever that will make use of them. So I'm afraid I'm rebelling against all the books and websites that are very much get rid of everything, because I just can't do that. I have my limits, and just getting rid of this is quite difficult for me. Right, so what else to show you? I've sorted through some of the things that were on the shelves in the cupboard. I've emptied more of the shelves in the cupboard there. I've done quite well, and there was a couple of bags of my stuff down there. That's all been sorted through, and I have decided to keep this box of stuff. This section here is my English degree work. I'm not ready to put that up in the loft yet. Every now and then when my business is doing particularly badly, I think, oh, I'll jack it all in and finish my degree. I've done 1 year's worth, and every now and then I think about finishing it, but I probably won't. But even so, oh, you're learning quite a lot about me in these decluttering videos. One of the reasons why I didn't continue the degree was because my writing career was starting at the time. I had a promise from my book publishers that they would publish my next 2 books, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So here I've got an early version of one of those books, an early version of the other book. This is a next version of the book and so those are staying there because those are still, I'm still hopeful that they will be published one day, one way or another. I might just self-publish them. They're not going anywhere because I still might refer to those versions at some point. And this here, this is actually very much walk down memory lane. This is a tattoo file where we used to buy tattoo magazines at the market and tear out any that not necessarily liked but admired or just gave us ideas. I mean, a lot of these are pretty crap. There aren't many of these that I actually like in here. Just show how tastes change, or just how limiting. Oh, lots of bottoms in here as well. Bottoms and boobs. Without the internet, there really was quite a shortage of decent tattoos to find. That's actually one of Chris's tattoos, and so is that one of me. I won't dwell on that one because it's a little bit sexy and the kids don't like seeing it. Anyway, the reason why that is not going anywhere just yet is because I'm actually thinking of getting another tattoo. Very early stages at the moment, so there's no point in talking about it right now, but I'm going to keep hold of this file anyway. I don't know whether it's going to be much use, and in fact when I go through it properly I might decide to just throw it all in the bin because, like I said, it's very, very dated. But there might be something that sparks inspiration. Also down here, these files here I'm going to put in a memory box. I've decided to keep some things. These are cards the kids have made for us and some paintings that they've done. That there is one of my early books. I've got no idea how old I was when I wrote that. And then underneath we've got some practice of equations, and then this goes on to be my rough book, which I've worked out must have been from year 11 because there's lots of GCSE work in here. Here we go, English. Comparison between Love and Marriage in Much Ado About Nothing and Pride and Prejudice. Elle se fait mal à L'Oréal. I have no idea what that is. A history test? An early poem about when we went to Knoll Park and had a bonfire in the middle of the night and then walked to Taz's house. Yeah, so throughout this there's an awful lot of memories, little bits of diary entries. Gosh, you think you're so grown up, don't you, when you're 16? Some draft copies of letters I wrote to people. My parents, my teachers. I don't know whether I actually sent them copies of that or not, I can't remember, but I kind of hope I didn't. Right, where else am I at? The bed is not actually as bad as it might first appear. This stuff needs to be put away, but it has been sorted. This box is going to the jumble sale. This pile here, that's all to sell or to go to free cycle. I've got some Brownie and Guides uniform, and I've got some school uniform that I think that can definitely go on free cycle. And then I've got some other bits and pieces that I might sell on eBay. And that's just a duvet and a futon, and then a monitor that I'm guessing Chris will have to deal with. So I don't actually think it's as bad as it might first look. I think when I've cleared out the rubbish and put in the roof the stuff that needs to go in the roof, I think actually a lot of this is going to be cleared out quite quickly. So wish me luck. See you later. I'm gonna have to be honest with you, it's towards the end of July. This has been one hell of a long declutter, so I've decided just to end the video here. It is more or less done. I'd almost go as far as saying it is done. So here we are, the bed is completely clear, which is lovely. Here, the ironing board pretty much stays here. The pictures, that's just there because I bought the picture frame and it's just somewhere to keep it safe so it doesn't get smashed. My sister did the photos of the kids, she's a photographer. Right, so the evidence that this isn't completely finished is behind me in this side of the room. Spare pillow, I'll just get that out of the way. Up there is the spare duvet, so really that doesn't count. That box is the box that's just full of stuff to go on free cycle or to sell. Yeah, that's just going to take a bit of time to go through and list and all that. What was this? I thought I'd sorted out all the kids stuff. I think this is kids stuff that's being kept. So quite possibly that's for the roof. That's a box that's getting started for the next load of jumble. That's all jumble and this is all jumble. So this section here of boxes is just going to go, and probably, actually there's a jumble sale in the village in a couple of months, so that will be gone then. This stuff here is all the kids stuff I'm going to keep for grandchildren. So that's going in the roof, and I've just found a big box big enough. So and that includes this guitar. We thought we'd keep this wardrobe thing for guests to hang clothes on, but actually I think guests would just prefer the space because, I don't know, they only ever stay for a couple of days at a time. I don't think it's really necessary to keep. So yeah, I think this unit's just going to go. I can't think of any other use for it at the moment. And here, if we move this, wheel this out the way, at least it's on wheels. And here's the sorted cupboard. At the top there, that is all stuff for my craft business, and so is this bag here. So now we have some shelf space to finish bringing up all the stuff from my craft business up to here from my workroom downstairs. This shelf is empty as well apart from this, and I'm glad we found a CD player because I've got an audiobook on CD to listen to. Over here, more of my craft business boxes and handmade books that are to be sold. This is a ginormous pile of photo albums. All our life in photo albums up until 2009. And I think after that we started getting photo books printed. In the back here, this is that box I told you I was keeping, which has got my university work in and some things that I'm not ready to put away too far. This box is a massive marble run, so that's great for getting out at Christmas. Oh, we've got focus at last. I'll have to be careful. I don't know why that struggled. Maybe it's the low light. Yeah, marble, I was saying marble run, they're lots of fun. This is toys obviously for nieces and nephews to play with, as is the pram. Got a bit of space here for heaters and a basket lid. I'm going to try and keep this floor space free so that you can get in and get to that stuff. But overall I'm really pleased with the outcome. The box of stuff to sell and list on free cycle and things, that's going to be the thing that will slow me down now. And a couple of boxes for the roof. It would be silly to wait for me to finish doing that before I end this video, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're not too disappointed in me for not having this pristine room at the end of it, but you know, it's all a work in progress. Hopefully soon we can decorate this room properly. We've never actually done it. It's still got the same carpet, the same colour on the walls as when we moved in, and it would be really nice to make this a bit nicer for when we do have guests, but there are so many other priorities in the house. We've got so much to do, but we'll get to it hopefully soon. I've got so many bits of the house that still need decluttering that I can't really go until one place is perfect before I move on to the next place. I hope you like watching nonetheless, and I'll see you again next time. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. It'd be lovely to have you back, and thanks for watching. Bye.